So can I just say real quick, like, man, I wish you went first, Alan. Like, I kind of feel inspired. And I wish we started out with that.
That was my entire weekend. A lot of highs.
Aw.
That's so cool.
Welcome, listeners, and thank you for tuning into Those Nerds Over There. We are your hosts. I'm Alan.
I'm Kazel.
I'm Sal.
This is the podcast where we take a part of nerd culture and talk about it passionately as nerds do. And Sal Kazel,
Yes.
I'm listening.
it's like, I am a podcaster.
You are?
Yes.
Wait,
Wow.
is this a therapy session?
Well, are we having an intervention?
Ugly and I'm proud. Is that what this is?
I think it's something similar to that. I think what it is, like, over the weekend, I learned what imposter syndrome was. And, it was nice to be surrounded by people that felt kind of the same thing. And for a while, I'd been thinking in my head when I was so nervous to evangelize that I did this podcast with my two friends. It seemed silly to me, but I'm feeling like, I shouldn't feel that way. So
More confident.
yeah. So now I can confidently pronounce that I am a podcaster.
Hey,
Hooray.
progress.
And then the credits for Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai roll. And that was your adolescent syndrome.
We've spent 5 weeks talking about that.
It's so good.
We are Rascal. We are the Rascal fan cast at this point. Oh my god.
If only I knew the lyrics to the opening. Oh, man. But, so, what is imposter syndrome? Wait, what was it called?
Yeah, no, that's it. It's imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
Oh, okay. I was like, am I mixing them up? Anyway, but yeah, what is that?
So the way it was explained to me was that it's just basically thinking that you're an imposter in the thing you're doing. So like for us, or at least for me at least, I'm doing this, and traditionally I'm was trained in working in a lab and all doing biochem and other sciences, and I didn't think I could make a good podcast. I'm gonna put air quotes around good contextually or whatever, because I didn't have any training in sound design or audio editing or art or anything. So
I see.
yeah, so it's that, and then feeling like you're inadequate because you're not trained in that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, that's a good segue into what was I was going to mention. I recently took a personality test.
Oh.
Those things that identify your 4 letters or whatever.
Oh, the Myers-Briggs test.
Right.
So I am INTP.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me I guess kind of reevaluate my life.
In what ways?
I mean, because everything it said was oh, this is really true. But then it came to career choices or whatever. And it was hey, you would be really good as an engineer or doing physics or something like that, with math. And I'm like, but I'm a writer.
How dare you prove that test wrong? Myers-Briggs is rolling around in his grave.
But also it says I don't like to conform. So I was like, oh, well, okay.
Well, there you go.
Picked highly ordered jobs.
So, yeah, but the whole doubting yourself or whatever is a huge part of my personality, I guess. So I was like, oh, maybe I should actually work on this.
Well, then let me say to you and to anyone listening that kind of has that feeling that, if you love something, because I love doing this with you guys, it doesn't matter how much training you get, right? And you're good enough. You're good enough. TLDR, you're good enough.
You matter.
But anyway, let's open with our question.
Yes, was it? So, listener, we like to start out with a question from what we call the nut jar. These are hopefully one day fan-written questions that kind of help engage discussion for the and review things that we love. And if you have a question that you want submitted, feel free to send them to us on Twitter at @ThoseNerdsCast, or you can join our Discord. We have a Discord server now dedicated to discussion and posting about all the crap that we're gonna rave about. But without further ado, all right, this week's question comes from my roommate Forrest.
Yay!
Back at it again.
Yeah, was it he I don't remember which episode, but he guested and subbed for Kazel. So he's really cool if you actually want to hear him talk. He has a really good speaking voice, actually. Mm-hmm. But he asks, what anime do you want to come back or continue? So like reboots or a new season?
That's funny. I was just talking about that with a coworker today. So my top ones would be Hunter x Hunter.
I mean, everyone wants that one to come back.
Yeah.
It ended with a pretty big cliffhanger.
Hunter x Hunter, ReZero, which I was just told doesn't have enough material.
Oh.
So that kind of sucks.
The Amelia one?
Yeah.
Oh.
With Best Girl. And surprisingly enough, since I don't like shonen very much, I would like Bleach to come back.
Really?
Really?
And do the 1,000-year war arc, because I just want to see that arc and that's it.
Just that one. Just making it into a movie or something.
Wait. Why
Why black?
Yeah, why black?
Why black?
Ew.
Which arc was that?
It's an arc that hasn't happened.
In the manga?
It's only in the manga.
But which one was that?
Did you read the manga? I don't know what you're trying
Yeah, I
to
read the
ask.
manga. I don't remember the names of the arc.
Oh,
No, I've never read anything, remember?
Oh, right,
yeah,
right,
I know.
right.
That's what I thought.
Which one was it?
I don't know because I didn't read the manga. That's why I read that. All I know is Rukia got her Bankai.
Oh, it's the
and-
final one.
Oh.
I'm just like, you want a continuation for an arc that you've never read.
Yes. I've only heard things about it, okay?
It's okay.
I have that sword.
Anyway, that's my answer.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I need a minute to think about mine.
Okay, well, I was gonna say Full Metal Panic, but then I remembered that a new season actually came out for that.
Oh.
Yep. And you guys just missed it.
Oh.
Nah. Other than that, Spice and Wolf, hello.
Oh.
I am of the minority that has not seen Spice and Wolf.
No?
No.
It's weird because it's an anime about economics. So I'm like, but it's really cool because you see them trying to do trade deals. And I guess it's that thinkiness, that's the word, from Hunter x Hunter or other what is it, Death Note, that you need to think through the problems.
Ah, I see. Yeah. I actually have a friend who was like, yeah, you need to watch Spice and Wolf. It will change your life. And I'm like, okay.
I don't think it was life-changing. But it made me want to try honey pickled peaches, so anime food's always there. And then, Log Horizon. Give me season 3, please. That's the only isekai I've watched that felt really like an actual video game.
Have you watched the new one?
I saw season 2.
No, the Tale of the Shield Hero or something like that.
Oh, no, you told me about that. I actually really, really wanted to watch it, but...
Yeah, you should watch that if you're having Log Horizon withdrawal.
That one's number one on the website that I watch anime on. Which I will
Yeah,
not
it's good.
say.
I like it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I spent all my time yesterday watching Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, you actually watched it.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you like it?
I'm like...
Well, you watched the whole thing, I'd hope so.
Was that that's a topic for another time.
Oh, okay.
What anime do you want to come back?
Well, like all the anime that I watched that ended, I felt ended appropriately. But I mean,
Why are you lying to yourself?
Yeah, I'm like, do you really not have an anime that like ended not how you wanted, or
I'm sure I do, but I probably wiped it from my memory because it was so bad, the ending. But I'm looking at my list of top anime, and
convenient pocket list?
yeah, and that's why it took me a little.
I mean, if they're on your top anime list, they probably ended well, though.
Yeah, but I want them to come back.
Okay.
Insatiable.
This one in particular, Eureka 7 or Eureka 7.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
There was a part there was a part 2, and I was not about it. It was kind of boring. But I really loved the first, like the original anime of it. And I have like all of the mangas, and I just want it. I just want more of it, but not the season 2 that they threw at me with their kid.
I think I saw the season 1 finale then, and I did not see the rest of the show, and it seemed I had no idea what was happening.
I'm sorry. There's a lot that happens between the whole series and that. And there's also a movie.
That wraps up the story, or
No, it does some stuff, and I just remember sitting in the theater with my friend, and one of the no. Not in the right way. one of the characters is pregnant, and during the climax of the movie, the camera zooms in on her stomach, and you hear a voice go, "Mommy," and it's horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Oh.
I don't know. I just remember I looked at my friend and we just burst out laughing.
You want this to come back?
I want them to fix it. I want it to be fixed.
Oh, you want a reboot?
Like, they can just start from the end of the anime and redo the OVA and then do a whole new part 2.
Oh, yeah, that reminds, like, Blue Exorcist did that with, like, their third season.
Yeah, I hated it.
Oh. Wait, why? Why did you hate it?
It was so boring.
That reminds me. Oh, there was another anime that I remember one now. This one's really obscure, and I don't know if anyone knows about it. It's called the Nabari no O.
I've certainly seen that name written on YouTube clips.
Nabari no O. That was a fun one.
Nabari no.
There goes my internet. Now I can't search what I'm looking for. Oh well.
Oh shit! This is that ninja anime, right?
Is it?
Yeah, no, but the dude where the guy lost all the sensation in his hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was weird because I was still watching Naruto, and they're very
Yeah.
they're very modern ninjas.
Yeah.
We're like, what?
I think that's why I liked it. It was different, and I was done with Naruto at that time.
I mean, honestly, were we ever still with Naruto?
I was until Boruto.
Wow, you stuck with it very long. Huh?
Yeah, you know, there's
I don't know.
it's you got that underdog kid who worked really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, underdog movie kind of.
No.
Okay. That long sigh.
So, listeners, what anime do you want to come back?
Let us know in the comments.
Please.
Or tweet us. Or put it in Discord, because we have that.
Yes, join our Discord. It's very lonely. I am stuck with these two people.
Don't say it's lonely. It's full of life, and everyone is.
Oh yeah, no, there's
talking.
definitely people there. I'm just kidding.
Join if you feel like. Join if you want like people to just like scream at about the things you love.
Yes, we will listen with very open ears.
But now to talk about the things that really got us excited this week.
Let's
Yay.
go to the wheel.
Woo!
Today.
Not tomorrow, but
Nice
today.
How I Met Your Mother reference. All right, Kazel.
Oh, me?
Yeah, what happened this week or recently that sparked joy in your life?
Well, first of all, I stopped playing video games.
Huh?
How could
That's
you?
one thing. I don't know. It's
Kingdom
hard.
Hearts is right around the corner.
I know, it's really hard.
It's being released 4 days after at the time of listening to this podcast.
I know, it's really difficult. I don't know why I did this to myself. But that means I get to watch as much anime as I can.
Straight off.
So I started watching all the anime that kind of like piqued my interest.
For the season?
Yeah, for this season.
Yay.
I've gone through like 3 of them, and I love
Holy
all
crap.
of them. I
Only
love all
3?
of them
What do you mean only 3?
so far.
I watch a lot of anime.
There's a couple more that I still want to watch, like the Shield guy one, but yeah. So I watched, of course, The Promised Neverland because I needed to, and then I've found that one. There's this one called Love Is War.
Ooh, yes.
That one's really good.
That's good.
It just entertains me for hours, and I can't stop laughing. But this last one that I watched is the one that I got really excited about, because when I first read about it on like these review anime preview articles, they mentioned that this one is based on a really, 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 really old manga by Osamu Tezuka, who is the creator of Astro Boy. And it is called Dororo. And it is great. End of my... No. Yep.
Whoa, man, I need to watch this.
But yeah.
What is it? Where do you people find the time to watch this much anime?
Lots of not sleeping. That's mine. I just don't sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I just I guess that's where all my pockets of time go. Any any pocket of time I have is just anime for some reason, and then I'm like, where did all my time go?
That's impressive.
Yeah, but yeah, if you aren't already watching Dororo, you really should. It's really good. It started this season on a Monday in Japan, January 7th, and it actually premiered through Amazon, which is
Whoa.
Amazon's been killing the anime game.
I thought Amazon was where anime went to die.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, no, that was during anime strike.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they I guess they snatched this one up and was just like, we're just gonna premiere it here for everyone. I think they did that with Recreators also, which is really cool.
Yeah, they got Recreators.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The World in Colors.
Oof.
I think they got Made in Abyss.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Holy
Banana
crap.
Fish.
Holy crap, Amazon.
They got a lot of good ones.
Yeah. So Dororo was announced back in March 2018. Too much hype and acclaim because of the cult following it already had. So let me read to you the synopsis if you do not know about Dororo, Alan. So this is the synopsis from my anime list, and I'm going to not take out any words this time, okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. A samurai lord has bartered away his newborn son's organs to 48 demons in exchange for dominance on the battlefield. Yet the abandoned infant survives thanks to a medicine man who equips him with primitive prosthetics, lethal ones which with the wronged son will use to hunt down the multitude of demons to reclaim his body one piece at a time before confronting his father. On his journeys, the young hero encounters an orphan who claims to be the greatest thief in Japan, and it follows them on their journey. It's nice. It's a nice time of happy times and smiles and rainbows and unicorns.
And death.
Yeah, lots of death. There's lots of dying. Yeah, it's a story of revenge and fighting for one's life. But yeah, the story itself was originally from Osamu Tezuka, like I said earlier, and he actually wrote the manga in 1967. And Dororo was actually his first dive into like a more serious style. Like before that he was doing all the stuff like Astro Boy and all this cartoony Disney-esque storytelling, but Dororo was where he was just like, there's this guy who's doing a comic about, or a manga about Japanese folklore demons, and I want to do that too. So he kind of made his own thing and added a samurai, and it was cool. I kind of summed up my Osamu Tezuka corner.
That's a very big departure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he wanted to aim for like the more mature crowd, because I'm pretty sure he felt like his audience was growing up, and he's like, what do I do? They're all growing up. They don't want Astro Boy anymore. They'll want crazy samurais and
that
letters to Hitler.
What?
That's the name of one of them. I think that I that's off the top of my head. I can't remember it, but I didn't write it down because I didn't think I was gonna mention it. But he also did Blackjack.
Letters to Hitler?
Yeah. If you want to look that up. I didn't look it up, but it's there.
So then for Dororo. So it just, it seems it's dark, right? He's going for that mature audience.
Yeah, but he still kind of keeps that essence of childlike innocence with the character whose name is Dororo. That's the kid who says that they're the greatest thief in Japan, and they just follow this samurai kid guy around because he thinks it's gonna help him.
So then with what you've seen from the anime, does it seem like it's adapted that balance between, lightheartedness and kind of dark storytelling?
Yes. I think yes. Because let me tell you about who directs it.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with a title by the name of Rurouni Kenshin?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. What?
There we go. That's it. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, what does this remind me of?
So the guy who spearheaded the entirety of Rurouni Kenshin and all the OVAs is directing Dororo.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Do-da-da-da-da.
No, wrong one.
But as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's that. I was thinking about Rurouni Kenshin the whole time I was watching it. I'm like, this reminds me of Kenshin. This is just like Kenshin. I mean, it's a little bit more serious, but it's just like Kenshin. And then I saw that, I'm like, that's why.
That's it.
It's great. But yeah.
Damn, because oh my god. That was like one of the few things on Toonami when I was a kid, and Roni and Kenshin was like everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah, that was a good series. That one should come back, and then he should keep doing that one.
So then, do you think this show would appeal to like me, who typically does not like very dark genres?
Well, if you like Rurouni Kenshin, that was one of my things. Like, if you like Rurouni Kenshin, you're probably really gonna like this one. It's not necessarily dark like The Promised Neverland dark.
That one hasn't gotten quite so dark yet on the anime side.
Are you sure?
I mean, okay, like quick tangent, like, the children weren't ripped to shreds and like the demons weren't that scary looking.
Yeah, those are definitely facts, because in the first episode of Dororo, like several people die. So.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
So then going past the very graphic violence, then do you think like me or audience members like me would like is there something more for us then?
There's an element to it that I'm not exactly like 100% on because I don't want to spoil the series for myself. Mm-hmm. But there's an aspect to it that is very, I don't know how to describe it. I'm like reaching out with my hand trying to grab the word, and I'm like, I can't
Take your
get
time.
Take your time. The magic of editing will make this easier.
I don't know. I there's something. Did you? I'm like comparing it to all the anime. Did you watch Samurai Champloo?
No, but I have seen
No?
the music and the breakdancing.
Seen the music. Okay. Well, it's not like
Did you
that.
watch Blood Plus?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
well,
I forgot
dang.
about that. I forgot about that one. Have you seen any samurai films?
I saw Seven Samurai.
That one's a good one. If you like that one, you'll like this one.
I saw A Bug's Life.
No.
There it is.
I mean, there is a samurai, and there is a journey, and it's just Seven Samurai. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Keizel always killing it with these cells, though.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I'm so good at researching like background stuff. Like I can tell you about the original anime that aired in 1969 in April, and it was 26 episodes, and the ending was different from the manga. And then there was a video game that came out in 2004 called Blood Will Tell, and it wasn't very popular, but it gained a cult following. And then there was a live action movie in 2007.
Wow, there's been a lot.
I kind of want to watch it. Yeah. It's just been kind of under the radar because it's just like a cult following thing. But yeah, I'm really bad at selling stuff.
I think I'm getting something like if like it sounds like very traditional, like kind of a samurai stories, right?
Yeah.
A lot of traveling and fighting kind of thing.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
every single samurai related thing.
So like it's a very traditional kind of story then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope it follows the original manga. I'm sure it does because Tezuka's storytelling is always super awesome, and the Rurouni Kenshin director, his name is Kazuhiro Furuhashi, by the way. He's got a great eye for storyboarding in general, so that's why like every single shot is like amazing. Like you can feel everything.
You can feel when the people get sliced in half.
Yes, and you can feel
Oh my
when you
God.
can't see, because that's the thing, because his eyes are not, he doesn't have eyes, right? And there are scenes in okay. Let me get into the first episode with you, all right?
Okay.
All right, Alan.
Okay.
All right, Alan. All right.
Okay.
All right. So it starts off, and you meet this feudal lord, and he just wants to rule the battlefield and be the best, and he doesn't care what he has to sacrifice to be just the best and kill everything so he can rule everything. And he doesn't know that what he gave up was all of his kid's organs. But when his kid comes out, he's just like, oh, this is what they got, and now I can be the best. And he tosses the baby aside and he doesn't care because a baby is going to die, and he's going to have another one anyway. But this baby has no eyes, no nose, no skin, no limbs, nothing, got nothing. And you think he's just gonna die in a river because that's where the old lady puts him, but no, what happens doesn't. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool, what? And then you fast forward ahead into the future and you see this grown teenager?
Yes, it's 16 years later.
Okay, thank you. I was like, but yeah, the grown teenager walking around with this long hair, this beautiful long hair. You're like, who's this kid? Who's from the posters of this anime? And there you go, without me spoiling everything. he has no eyes. He can't see. He's a blind boy. He's the one who can't see. And there are scenes in which he's just like walking around, and he can't see, but the camera changes, so it's like this is the essence he feels in his loins. Maybe not his loins, but you know.
Oh my. Huh. That's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
an animated show that's got directed in a way that can make you feel, I guess, something, what it's like to be blind.
Yeah. Like they can see, well, I mean, it's a stretch because they're like, they can see the color, the essence of your soul. I'm like, oh.
Oh, okay. So like anime blind.
Yeah, anime blind. There you go.
Definitely anime blind.
Don't bird box it. I haven't even seen that. I just know that that's the reference.
I saw like the second half of it. I'm like, what on earth is this?
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And can people only find this on Amazon, or is it also on Crunchyroll?
Nope, only Amazon.
So if you got Amazon Prime, go check it out with your eyeballs that this kid wouldn't be able to use because he doesn't have any.
No. Great.
Okay, so
great ending.
You're welcome.
No, that does sound really cool.
It is really cool. So my end comment is saying, if you like such and such, watch Dororo. So if you liked Rurouni Kenshin, watch Dororo. If you like Samurai Champloo, watch Dororo. Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, watch Dororo. If you liked any samurai anime/film, watch Dororo. If you watched the opening sequence and you like it, watch it.
Now, what if I liked A Bug's Life?
There's no bugs. I'm sorry. I don't know if you'll like it if you like A Bug's Life.
Womp, womp,
There's no happy colors. I'm sorry. There's no fat caterpillar.
There's no crickets.
No. Yeah, that's probably a good thing, though.
All right, let's see who the wheel picks next. All right, Salad.
All right, let me just get my thoughts together real quick. Like, I'm not making fun of you, Kazel, but
I rambled real good.
I just love how you I was like, you don't really know what you're talking about, and you're like, yeah, but I know all these facts. And I laughed way too much. I'm sorry.
You're good, Salad. What sparks joy for you?
All right, so this week I got really excited about the new Magic expansion set. So last time I talked about Magic, the new set Return to Ravnica. No, what was it called?
No, it was Return to Ravnica.
Oh, okay, good.
Did you write it incorrectly?
No, I didn't write down the last set. I only wrote down this one. No, I think it was Guilds of Ravnica. Guilds of Ravnica. So the last
too
set,
many things.
Last set was Guilds of Ravnica, and now this set, which is called the Ravnica Alliance, has come out finally, which introduces the last 5 guilds of Ravnica, which are the Orzhov Guild.
Whoa!
They're called the Orzhov Syndicate, which are basically the mobsters of Ravnica. They're super cool. They have a lot of vampires and ghosts and stuff on in their guild, and their whole thing is kind of hey, you're gonna pay us back even after death. They'll literally take your spirit away from you and still make you pay your debts back. It's pretty awesome. So you got them, you got the Gruul, who are these savages who only care about power no matter the cost. You got the Azorius Senate, who are these very law-abiding mages who protect order in all of Ravnica. And you got the Simic, who are these people who are really in tune with nature, and they think to get in harmony with nature, they have to transform themselves into these crazy mutated beings. So you'll have these elves who have tentacles, and they're also part vampire, and they're strange.
Filthy blue-green.
Blue-green, yes. And then you got the last one, which is the Rakdos cult, which is one of my favorites. And they're just a bunch of psychopaths who love to perform and mutilate everything and everyone, and they thrive on chaos, and they're awesome.
What?
Okay.
Sal?
Yes.
Are you Hellraiser?
Ooh,
And I want to actually show you because
Show me what? Chaos?
Here is one of the cards. One of the people from the Rakdos cult is called the Blade Brand, and it is a picture of this dude who is like spinning these blades that are on fire, and he has some stuck inside of him. And the
Very Hellraiser.
yes. The flavor text says, "The pain of searing iron and razor edges pales beside the pleasure of performance."
Damn, Sal.
And I love them. They're super great. So they're my favorite, other than the Is It League, who I talked about last time, because they're super cool.
Thank you to Winona Nelson for this very intense knife juggler.
Yes. So those are the last 5 guilds, and this set brings a bunch of new mechanics to the game, and it's super cool. And it also starts telling more of the story of Ravnica. So last time, I don't know if I went into the story because I was talking about Magic Arena,
I don't think you did.
but essentially this very powerful elder god planeswalker named Nicol Bolas
Nickelback.
Good name.
Yes, Nikki B. He's basically trying to like take over the world, right? And so he's been trying to do that for like many sets of Magic, and he like defeated all the planeswalkers in the past, and so they're trying to recuperate and stop him before this happens. So like his last stop right now is on Ravnica, and he's basically taken control of 5 of the guilds, and what he's trying to do is like break the Living Guild Pact, which is like this whole thing that the guilds aren't allowed to like fight each other because of this pact. But because of Nicol Bolas and all these things happening, chaos has sprung in Ravnica, and that's why you see like the Gruul taking over a bunch of these places, and the Rakdos like performing and doing all these crazy things and just killing people because they can. So it's like all hell breaking loose on Ravnica as the like Azorius Senate try to keep order, and the Rakdos doing whatever they want. And it's just like this amazing story that I'd love to get into like a lot more, but it would take a lot more time that we don't have.
Like, this sounds like a really good plot for a D&D
It do.
campaign.
Yes. So yeah, that's what I was excited about, and I don't really have any questions or anything because I've already covered Magic.
Well, then I guess I'll ask you something.
Okay.
So, like you said, so Rakdos is your favorite because of their
second favorite.
Second favorite because they're a bunch of maniac clowns.
Yay.
But you took the Myers-Briggs test, and which of the guilds aligns with what did you get? INTP?
INTP. Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's a good question. I think the Demir guild would probably align most with them.
Blue-black?
Blue-black, yeah.
Huh.
They're like the very thinky assassins. So I think they would probably, but I mean, I like them. They're just not the Rakdos.
Got me thinking about Myers-Briggs stuff now.
Did you take it too,
I
Hazel?
took it like ages ago. Not whatever you guys took, but I'm just like, I know
What is your,
mine. ISTJ.
which is
I don't remember, and I can't look it up right now. But ISTJ. It also I took it again recently, but it just it changed the T into an F, but I don't correlate with that one as much as I do ISTJ.
The logistician.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm a thinker. I think with my brain. That's why I am.
I was gonna say the Wizards actually has a fun BuzzFeed-esque quiz you can take to figure out which guild you're a part of.
I can take that later.
Yeah, but I took it and I'm part of the Orzhov.
Hey.
Oof.
So careful around me, listeners. Apparently, I will take your soul and turn you into ghosts.
Oh.
And your money.
Oh no.
But what's the actual release date for Ravnica Alliance?
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's already out right now on Magic Arena.
Ooh.
but it officially comes out the day this is released.
Snap.
So as soon as you're listening to this, you can go out and buy some packs.
Empty out your wallet.
Yes. Go to your local game store and go play with other nerds.
Yay.
Thank goodness they went online.
Right?
Yeah, oh my goodness. I remember the Ratchet thing we would do was just like make cards and decks on Tabletop Simulator and then just do that.
I mean, I still think that's fun.
It's fun. Don't mean it's not like, a little sad to look at.
But you can flip the table.
That's true. You can flip the table. But yeah, so these two sets have been really cool. The story's really cool. All the cards are really cool. The art is fantastic.
It sounds so cool.
It's so cool. So go buy it.
Yay.
And with that, Alan, what were you into this week?
Oh.
Seamless.
Yes.
So I got excited about was what I did last weekend.
What did you did?
On January 19th and 20th, I went to PodCon2.
Wow.
What? A podcast convention.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
They have those?
There's a pod. There is.
How meta.
I'm talking about it. But thank you to the event creators: Hank Green, Joseph Fink, Jeffrey Craner, Travis McElroy, Justin McElroy, and Monica Gasper.
Yay, round of applause.
I had an amazing time there. I went in thinking like, just being super nervous, but I was able to attend a lot of amazing panels and workshops. Thank you so much to all the podcast featured guests that like hosted those. Because I walked away learning so much about editing and marketing. I think one of my favorite workshops was this one dedicated to getting the first 60 seconds, like focus on that first 60 seconds to like capture your listener, which we probably didn't do in this episode very well, but
Whoops.
working on it. That was very fun because we volunteers that actually had signed up and we like reviewed their podcasts, and it was really cool to see like how, or at least really cool to listen to how a lot of other people were like doing their podcast and what their ideas were and how they were going about it. And my God, there were so many podcasters there. I met so many, and I handed out our new business cards, which is really great. Social anxiety kept me from doing that too much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds super cool, though.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I was super scared about was like, this idea I had about radio shows and television shows being this highly competitive market where everyone's like sharks and stuff. But no, like the podcasting community is really great. Even though there's in every genre, there's like hundreds of shows. Everyone's like super supportive and they're like really nice and everyone like wants to work together. Yeah. And like I said in the beginning, I didn't feel like I was like able to do this, and luckily that was something echoed by a lot of people there. So yeah, just like having community, having people, because I'm having this thing now where I'm trying to apply to med school and it feels like I'm drowning because there isn't anyone I can like kind of talk to and share this experience with. And that's what it was like kind of doing this with you two, but it was only us three. We were drowning.
At least we were drowning together.
Yay. Mutual drowning?
Maybe like I think somewhat like we're all drowning, but one person's trying to use the other two as like a life raft.
Yeah.
That's just
His was like, can't relate, but okay.
my brain. My brain went in like a cartwheel and it did something. I don't know. Where am I?
One thing I picked up on like podcasts, it's like a lot like in terms of topics for podcasts, it feels like a lot like subreddits or any forums where it's like you can get super niche and there's gonna be people who love it. Like there's so many D&D podcasts now, and like so many unique ones in there. We had a lot at the that I saw at the con that were just like that people really knew was like female only D&D 5e casts. And the really popular one there was called Broadswords, which I'm going to check out now because they seem great. There was one podcast I passed by was one dedicated to looking at assassinations.
Ooh.
It's called the Assassinations podcast. I was like, what? There's a podcast for this?
There's a podcast for everything.
Yeah, there really is.
My friend tried to recommend like this medical podcast, which
Is
was
it Sawbones?
It might have been Sawbones. I think it was Sawbones.
Yeah, I saw the live Sawbones there.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, tangent. The oh my god, I got to see so many cool cosplayers doing like Adventure Zone cosplay, and I took photos of them. I posted on our Twitter because holy crap, it was so good. I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing?
I don't know.
I wanted to highlight like one podcast that like stuck out to me though, because like when I was talking with them, it was such a crazy idea. And this podcast is called 10 Things That Scare Me.
Okay.
Yeah, at 10 Things Pod on Twitter. And they're it's just like each episode is just this 5-minute little episode, and they have one person listing out 10 things that scare them, and they'll go into detail about some of them. And before I go on talking about it more, I asked my two co-hosts to actually write down 10 fears that they had, and I would like you guys to go through them now.
Oh boy.
Both at the same time. Where'd he go now?
No, oh god.
Kazel.
Am I going first? I guess I'm going first. So should I just list them all without stopping or explaining?
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, number 1, sinkholes. Number 2, unsteady floors/ground. Number 3, any metal grates, panels that cover up holes that are in the street sidewalks. Number 4, things touching the underside of my wrist. Number 5, wrist cutting. Number 6, going deaf. Number 7, Diplocasis disharmonica.
What?
I'll explain that in a second if you want me to. Number 8, being left out or abandoned. Number 9, being hated. And number 10, things and bugs flying into my ears.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific, and I'm like jealous of your weird phobia list. That doesn't like
I
like, why can't I be that interesting? I don't.
You don't want to be afraid of sinkholes.
Oh man.
But what was that one phobia you listed?
Diplocasis disharmonica. So that is actually a thing that I have that happens sometimes. It's where one of your ears hears a different pitch of the other one. So it sounds it sounds like when you hit 2 keys on a keyboard right next to each other, but it's just everything is that. And it's awful, and I hate it when it happens, and it takes like 10 to 20 minutes to stop, and I have to sit there and just listen to everything sound awful, and it sucks.
Dang.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And it makes
The
me
insight.
Yeah, and it makes me think that I'm going deaf, which is the one right before I have a fear of going deaf. That's why I don't like it.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, that's sad.
I love your fears. I don't know. I'm weird, okay?
You're welcome.
That was so, I don't know why that's so cool and interesting to me, but
I love your fears.
I added that one like last second because I wasn't sure if that would count as a fear. So my technical 10 was cockroaches. So yeah.
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 So I couldn't really find a lot of fears or a lot of things I'm afraid of. So I kind of some of them are kind of like
You just don't like
I
it.
guess I'm afraid of it. But so I put insects
There you go.
and then spiders as number 2 because they're not
They're not insects.
You know. Insects, spiders, commitment, change, failure, heights, the ocean, loneliness, outer space, and the idea of losing control. So, yeah.
All right. I was like, thank you very much, you two, for doing that.
Yeah.
But was it, I asked you two to do that because the reason like their podcast was so fascinating to me is just like the thing I had been thinking about, like fear and these things I'm afraid of. I tend not to like think about them, let alone talk about them, because talking about that kind of stuff makes it real, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of scary for me. But what they did was they had just all the convention goers, if they were interested, to write down a list of their 10 fears and record an episode with them right there. And then they would pin their list on this cork board And I did participate in that.
Nice.
And as the convention went on, I looked at this corkboard filled with these lists from all these people that, I certainly don't know. And there's all these things that were similar between the lists, including like your guys's, like these fears of failure and loneliness and hurting someone else. Popular one was feeling inadequate, or that imposter syndrome. And I was listening to the episodes they have, and the ones they actually have online on Spotify and iTunes, they have a variety of guests, from famous people to ordinary people. But 3 people that seemed really interesting that they had were former Secretary of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano.
Oh.
RuPaul Drag Race All-Star winner, Alaska Thunderfuck.
Okay.
And was it next? I'm saying Netflix chef. That's a weird title. But like an author, Samin Nosrat. My apologies for butchering all your names. And, just those 3 people alone, these are they walk really different walks of life.
Yeah.
And the fears that they have, that I think we all have, seem to be similar. And, there's something comforting in, for me, knowing that. It's humanizing.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of like to have fears is normal.
Yeah, it's, like, I feel like it's, if you being afraid is considered like a weakness, right?
Right.
Right. And, which is why I think people don't, or not people, but I don't talk about the things I'm afraid of or acknowledge that. And then, but I'm really just loving this idea. And I've been listening to this because you hear about people talking about their fears, how they've dealt with it, how it's shaped the way they've lived. And it's inspiring, it's humanizing. And I got the opportunity to talk to one of the producers of the show. And I forgot to say this. I wrote their information down earlier. They're actually, it's a podcast from WNYC, which is a public radio in New York City. And I got to talk to one of the producers named Daniel Guillemette. Sorry for butchering your name as well. And, I was just thinking like, oh, what was like the inspiration for this show, or like that. And what he said was like, it's just a meditative experience, this 5 minutes of listening to this one person, because it's only their voice. You don't hear any of the voices of the team members.
Right.
And it's just a short amount of time, but in those 5 minutes that I spend listening to them, it's like I'm so focused on thinking about the things they say that I can see how it is meditative. And Daniel mentions that like it lets you step into other people's world. So I loved all of PodCon, but being like finding that podcast and listening to it was like a really big highlight for me.
Nice.
And that's what I've been really excited about.
Yeah, like it's like, because that idea is so obscure.
Yeah.
But
like who would think
it's
about
so
that?
Cool too. So yay for the people that thought of that.
I should probably say all their names.
Yeah,
So
go
I'm
for
not
it.
awful.
Go for it.
So the team that works on this was a cool, like really cool podcast.
Everything's really cool. This podcast is so cool.
We're gonna buy a thesaurus is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
But this phenomenal podcast
There you go.
about exploring fears is Amy Pearl, Daniel Guillemette, Sarah Sandbach, Paula Suzman, oh my god, I really butchered her name, Isaac Jones, and Emily Botine.
Yay. You tried your best. I'm sure they get that
Yay.
all the time.
Go team, go.
Yeah.
Oh, but just once again, that podcast was named 10 Things That Scare Me.
And where can you find that? Just Google it.
They're like on everything. I was listening to them on Spotify just because I've transitioned from Apple Podcasts to Spotify.
Dip.
But you can find them on Apple Podcasts.
Good thing I use Spotify.
So that's what we got real excited about this week. That's what sparked joy for us. I've been partaking a lot of Marie Kondo memes. Thank you, listeners, so much for joining us as we enthuse about, these wonderful things that we're looking forward to. If you enjoyed what you heard, share it with a buddy. You guys can nerd out together, and word of mouth is really helpful for podcasts. If you have any recommendations for improvements that we can make, feel free to leave them in the comments of our Apple iTunes page, our Stitcher page, our SoundCloud page. You can leave them even in our Discord. We do have a Discord. Again, you can find a link to that actually on our Twitter at Those Nerdscast. Thank you again so much for listening. Do you guys want to plug your social media?
Sure. So I am Kazaloo on Twitter. It's where I post a lot of stuff, a lot of Jimmy Jams, a lot of pictures of my dog. I'm also on Instagram and Twitch as Kazal R. And I am planning on starting to stream again, and it's just going to be lots of me drawing. So if you want to check out my art, catch me on Twitter. One of these days. I don't know when yet.
And you can catch me on Twitter as well at Salzik, and on Instagram at Mr. Salzik. And I also stream with my friend. His stream is Where is Suspiria on Twitch. And our schedule is a little mixed right now, so go and follow and get updates because we don't know when we're streaming anymore.
No one knows.
You can find me on Twitter at ArielEyes_. That's all I'm doing now, but feel free to send me memes on Twitter. Send me anything worth discussing that you think is really cool. And yeah. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next Friday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Blood.